Hey, we're here with Kevin, the CEO and co-owner of US Cryotherapy. Now, I talk a lot about cryotherapy on my show, and even the people closest to me don't quite understand what cryotherapy is. So we're here at the facility in Davis, and we're going to kind of go over some of the procedures that we do. We're going to show you what the actual chamber is, and then we're going to talk about what really the purposes of cryotherapy are. First of all, in its simplest form, what is cryotherapy?
Yeah, so very simply, it's cold shock to stimulate a central nervous system reaction. So helps the body heal. We want to release chemicals, so endorphin and norepinephrine, which is a really good anti-inflammatory, and we want to create a circulatory environment. We want to get good blood into damaged tissue and muscle.
Okay, so how does this compare to, say, a ice bath or ice wraps or something other type of cold treatment?
A lot of people ask that. So this is really more cold shock, and so as I mentioned, it has more of a therapeutic kind of response. Certainly the central nervous system and the chemical response, which is the feel-good endorphin rush that you get when you come out, which is the pain reception signal break, so you notice that immediately. Water has an ability, it slows the metabolism. This is very different. It tricks the brain into thinking that you're in a situation that could be potentially hypothermic, so it changes the way blood moves throughout the body. In reality, over 3 minutes, it's not very uncomfortable. It's really just dropping your skin temperature very quickly and then returning it when you come out.
Yeah, you're in and out here pretty quick. You're only in the chamber for 2 to 3. I usually go in for 3.5, so I can get about a 40-degree temperature drop, which is where I notice a big difference in my body. But you're in and out in less than 15 minutes. Let's go over here to the chamber before I go in. Now, there's 2 different rooms.
Right.
What are the 2 different rooms for?
Yeah, I mean, it's really just set up so that you enter and acclimate a little bit in the first room. You only spend about 15 seconds in there. The treatment or the therapeutic room is really the second room. The misperception is that it's uncomfortable or I don't like the cold, so that I don't want to go in. And it is cold. It's a cold environment, but it's such a short duration. You're listening to music. You can go in with other people and you can tolerate it. It's a very dry and non-humid environment, so you don't really notice it like you would water. Another difference, if you were sitting in an ice bath, it's cold shock to the joints. I mean, you get water that starts to permeate the skin. You come out, you're stiff, and your body does not rewarm. This is such a short duration, it doesn't penetrate really much below the skin layer. You come out and you immediately rewarm and you flush and feel great. So it's a very different process.
Now I'm gonna go in here. We're gonna see the temperature of the chamber, what my body temperature is going in, what my body temperature is coming out. But there's a couple of things you gotta do before actually going in.
Yeah. So every time you come into a center, we monitor every single treatment. We have a system where you check in and a waiver, and then we manage everything, and we manage every treatment and track it through our system right here at the chamber. We also have a safety protocol that we want to cover all the fingers, and we want to cover the toes, and we want to cover your ears and your nose, small vessel areas.
Long socks?
Long socks, yeah. I mean, things that would just be uncomfortable in that environment because there's not a lot of circulation or blood flow, we'll cover them. Because we want you to be comfortable while you're in there. It's all about dropping whole body skin temperature.
Okay. Are these for me?
Yep,
Thanks.
those are for you.
All right. All right, so I took a few minutes to gear up. I got my slippers on, I got my shirt off, I got my toes, fingers covered. I'm gonna put this over my nose, and then she's gonna take my skin temperature, and you wanna get in here to see what the skin temperature is going in.
97 degrees.
Okay, it's 97, so you really like what, a 30 to 40 degree temperature drop?
Yeah, ideally we want to get somewhere in that range. The other thing to note is that, skin exposure is good, but we have people all the time that go in and wear a t-shirt if they're not comfortable. And it's more of a social environment where we have multiple people going in at one time together. So, it's really at your comfort level. Whatever you decide you want to do, that's acceptable. We're trying to drop skin temperature, and in that environment, whether you're wearing a t-shirt or not, everything's going to drop because it's an ambient.
Yeah, a t-shirt's not going to do much for you if you're standing in that room.
Right.
All right, I'm going to go in.
Gabby's going to get you set up.
All right. Whenever you're ready, go right ahead in that first room. When the lights blink, that's your indicator, okay?
Okay.
3 minutes to roll.
So Damien's got a little Rock With You by Michael Jackson. That's his song that he picked out. He's doing his first 15 seconds in the pre-treatment chamber. When the lights flash, then he'll move into the main room for 3 minutes. So again, the goal here is that we're dropping skin temperature over a 3-minute duration, and what that does is activate a central nervous system response. Within about a minute of being in the second room here, the body starts to react by drawing blood into the core to protect basically any heat loss. And with that, you start noticing that range of motion in the extremities, if you have pain or inflammation, feels really good. In addition to that, the endorphin release upsets pain reception signals. So if you have chronic pain, if you're post-surgical, if you just need to recover from that workout, this is a great modality to come in. It takes maybe 15 minutes throughout the entire center to get in and get a treatment and get out of here. And the other misperception is that it might be considered expensive. At US Cryotherapy, it's really not. At $79 a month, you can come in and get 3 full-service baseline treatments. So Damien's just about done with his treatment. He's at the 3-minute mark in the main chamber. He's now being told to come out with the lights flashing.
Push the door, close it behind.
Gabby's going to get his skin temperature as he exits. And what we're looking for is between a 30 to 45 degree drop from start to finish.
Not 56.
So he came out at
40 degree
56,
drop.
so about a 40 degree drop. That's in the optimal range. That's really good. That means that we've activated the central nervous system, we've released the endorphins, we have the norepinephrine, which is the anti-inflammatory floating around. You should have if you came and you were in pain, you should notice dramatic relief right away because it upsets all of that. And then we're going to move on to some other modalities that are going to really help with the recovery as well.
So another thing is, as I was standing in there, moving around a little bit, that's important to helping the body temperature drop, right?
Yeah, so skin temperature drops really good. We want that, and the nice thing about our systems are there's plenty of room. So if you come in and you've got restrictions in range of motion in your back, we want people to, especially when you're in there for a minute or two and range starts to improve, we want you to be moving around. We want you to be stretching and flexing and increasing your range of motion. That movement helps with the skin temperature drop, but it also helps with kind of softening the muscle and helping eliminate some of that pain.
So the next order of business when you get out of there is to...
Now we want to move around. We want to rewarm really quickly and let the body kind of revascularize. You should feel that flush that happens when we hop on a piece of equipment.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I already put him in the system.
So we've got a number of different cardio units here, and then we also have a couple of localized treatment rooms. We do Normatec compression, we do facial rejuvenation treatments. So after the body starts to rewarm, then we add some other complementary services to help with the recovery.
Normatec is really cool because it's like it's air compression on the lower body, which helps essentially, for lack of a better term, squeeze out inflammation.
Yeah, so it's pulse and compression, so it helps kind of lymphatic drainage of any fluid that might be in there. The muscles start to accumulate a lot of cellular waste and fluid when after a heavy workout or with an injury or otherwise. They're all very similar. Chronic pain is kind of the same thing. So in the legs, in the Normatec system, if you've had a heavy run, if you've done a heavy lift, we want to get a lot of that fluid out of there. Compression is really good following the whole systemic circulatory benefits of the body.
One thing people ask too is, when you get out, obviously you're cold, you're coming over here, you're starting to warm back up.
Yep.
Do you get like sensations of being cold later in the day after doing one of these treatments?
Yeah, so I mean, what you'll notice is over the 5 minutes to 8 minutes that you're on the bike and rewarming, your body starts to flush. So the circulation starts to push back out. Inside, you might actually still, start feeling really warm to the skin touch. You might feel a little cooler. But what happens is you thermoregulate. So then all of a sudden you can go out on a day where it might be cooler and you're not going to notice that you're feeling as cold.
Right.
Same with heat. So when you're thermoregulated a little bit better, you don't notice the conditions so much. So it's because you're kind of really, activating a lot of the body systems and kind of, really kicking everything on that you have this longer term effect that happens beyond that 15 minutes when you walk out the door. Same goes with the pain and all the other signals and the chemicals that are in the body, the brain.
Why do you think more people don't know about this place or this type of treatment?
I think people just have an idea that it's for elite athletes and celebrities. I think that's kind of the way it came out in the market. You know, our centers, the majority of the people that we see the benefits for are people that have chronic pain, repetitive stress issues from work, stress, fatigue, skin conditions. I mean, we see all kinds of benefits there. When they eventually do find us, they rave about it. I think the reality is that it's just that word hasn't spread enough to get to those people, to get them in to try it. And the other perception is that it's probably out of their price range.
Which is not.
Which it's not. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, inexpensively for, you know, if you're including this in your lifestyle and your routine, I mean, how often do you get a massage? Do people do that? $79 bucks? You could get 3 full service treatments at a U.S. Cryotherapy Center over the course of a month for that. That's a good starting point to really helping with a lifestyle change.
So this is another part of what you offer here. This is a localized treatment. Now you can do this in addition to the chamber, or you can do it if you don't want to go into the chamber and do that. This does the same thing, just to one specific part of your body.
Yeah, so this is more of a targeted treatment. We have a lot of people that will come in, and if they're in pain, we recommend a combination of the two. If you think about it, what we're trying to accomplish is the systemic, the whole body circulation, followed by the targeted. So we want to tell now the body we've got all this fresh blood recirculating. We want to deliver it to the area that we're telling it to help with the underlying condition of the recovery. We have a lot of people, like you said, they don't want to do the chamber, they've got a bad wrist or an elbow, something like that. They can come in and just do a spot treatment, and it works, but it's not going to get you the whole central nervous system, the endorphin, the norepinephrine that we talked about earlier with the chamber. But it definitely helps with the pain cessation and getting a little bit of circulation open.
Now, Kevin knows this. I don't really talk about this too much, but until I started going back to cryotherapy regularly, I had really bad lower back pain, and sometimes it would be from something cool like deadlifting too much weight, and sometimes it would be from sitting in a bad chair.
Yeah.
How does cold therapy help with like chronic lower back pain?
Well, the biggest thing with any type of chronic pain is the body starts to adjust. It creates, basically, it offsets by creating muscle tension to sort of balance that, and the body compensates. And so it makes it, you know, sort of spastic in general. And anything can set that off. You get out of the chair and all of a sudden now, you know, you have that spasticity. So again, when you go into the chamber, we upset all of that kind of pain reception signal, and then we're creating this circulatory response to kind of clear out a lot of that inflammation and help with the underlying condition. So this is really both symptomatic and underlying condition or healing. And so what we want to do is we want to get people in on a routine to try to kind of like improve circulation in an area and show them that, you know, this is a modality that can help. You know, there are a lot of people that just succumb to taking pain meds and dealing with chronic pain. And this is a holistic way that you can get in and out very quickly, a couple of times a week, and really lead a better lifestyle.
Thank you.
Right.
When do people like really start to feel better when they try this?
It depends on what type of condition you come in with. If you're really in acute pain, we've seen people come in and immediately respond. We always say that it's about the 3 treatment mark that you really start noticing a lot of the ancillary benefits. So, and it's, you know, it's a lifestyle. It's a procedure, you know, that takes some time. It's not, you know, a magic bullet. It's like, you know, you got to do anything. It's like you wouldn't go to the gym 3 times and expect that you're going to have these great results. So, like anything else, we want people to try to incorporate it more long term, but you'll definitely start noticing these great benefits. You'll start sleeping better. The stress relief, you know, is dramatic. The energy levels go up, and then all of a sudden, range of motion and everything starts to improve, and the pain starts to go away, and that's where it all starts coming together.
So hopefully this gave you a good idea of what cryotherapy is all about. Over the course of the next few weeks, next few months, we're going to talk a lot about the different effects cryotherapy can have on, not just from back pain, but things like stress, post-traumatic stress disorder, just the incredible advantages that U.S. cryotherapy has.